evening, dear children. So today we are here to discuss the remaining topic of yesterday's chapter. So first thing we will discuss here is the chemical formula. So I want to make it very clear to you that the chemical formula is the symbolic representation. Symbolic representation of molecules. Right, means instead of writing the full name of a particular compound or a molecule, we used to write their symbols. Right, for example, for water I am writing H2O. Okay, so this is the chemical formula of the water. In the same way, for carbon dioxide we used to write CO2. Right, now after just looking at this, now we can what are the things which are clear to us. The first thing is which are the elements which are combining to make a particular compound and how many atoms of each element are present in the given molecule or a compound. For example, after seeing the water, I can check it is made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen, right, and 1 atom of oxygen. I expect this thing that you people are already aware about these symbols I am using, right. So in the same case, in case of carbon dioxide is made up of 1 atom of carbon plus 2 atoms of oxygen, right. So it leads to the formation of CO2, and in case of water it is H2O. Okay. So here I am taking an example of sodium chloride. Right, sodium chloride is a compound and its chemical formula is NaCl, where Na represents the sodium and Cl represents the chlorine. Right, so after seeing the formula we can check that the 1 atom of sodium combined with 1 atom of chlorine and leads to the formation of sodium chloride. And now how it is formed, how they combine, I'll explain you, right. So for that, so first thing you should know that always an anion combines with a cation, then only it leads to the formation of a compound. Now what are the anions? Any atom carrying the negative charge, they are called the anions, and the atoms carrying the positive charge, they are known as cations, right. So now sodium, so its atomic number is 11. So whenever I'll write its electronic configuration, so it's 288. Now what I am expecting is that you people are already aware that how I am doing this, because in the previous section you have already done these things, right. So its atomic number is 11, so it's 281, right. And so this means that in order to attain the stability, it can has a maximum of 8 electrons in the outermost shell, but it is having 1 electron. So now we are having the 2 possibilities. Either sodium can gain 7 electrons, then only it will have the maximum 8 electrons in the outermost shell, or it can lose 1 electron, and now we know that either we are gaining an electron or losing electron, an atom acquires energy for that, right. And gaining 7 electrons will be very tough because charge will be that high that the sodium will be unable to handle that. So that's why what sodium will do is, sodium will lose 1 electron. Now if it lose 1 electron, 2 and 8, so this means that outermost shell is fully filled. Okay. So what I will write here is sodium leads to the formation of cation here, and it releases 1 electron. On the other hand, now if I talk about the chlorine, chlorine is having atomic number 17, so it's K, L and M. It's 2, 8, 10 plus 7, right, it's 17. Now we also know that an atom can have the stability only in case its outermost shell is fully filled, but the chlorine is 1 electron short from having the stable noble gas configuration. So that's why it will go to sodium and we will say कि you gave me 1 electron. In this case, I will be stable because I will get your 1 electron, and you will be stable because you will get the stable noble gas configuration. So what chlorine will do is, chlorine will take this electron which is released by sodium and leads to the formation of anion. So this is the negative radical and this is the positive radical, right? So when this sodium combines with chlorine, right? Now again my same concept is, I am using the same concept. Cation is combining with anion and it leads to the formation of a compound which is electrically stable, and this is the sodium chloride, right? And this is how the chemical formulas are made and how the compound formation takes place. Okay, so here we are going to discuss this topic further with one more example, that is calcium chloride, right? So the chemical formula for this is, so I'll tell you how to make the chemical formula. So in the end only I'll write the chemical formula. So calcium Ca, chloride means chlorine. So first we will write their atomic number. Atomic number of chlorine is 17 and atomic number of calcium is 20. I'll write their electronic configuration. It's 287 and it's 2882, right? So from looking at this, we can clarify that the chlorine need 1 electron to gain the stable noble gas configuration, but calcium needs either 6 electron, it can gain the 6 electron, or it can lose the 2 electron. And now it is very clear to you people that the losing 2 electron will be much easier than gaining 6 electrons. So that's why we used to say that the valency of calcium is 2 here, because it can lose 2 electrons. In the same way, calcium needs 1 electron, so its valency is 1. So in a simple way, in order to make a chemical formula using the valency, simply write the valency of the particular elements below them, cross multiply, right? So now calcium 1, as the chlorine is having the valency 1 and chlorine 2, right? Because calcium has the 2 valency. So this means that the chemical formula for calcium chloride will be CaCl2, and this is your answer.